W's, a far cry from my world, filled with flat tires, missing windshield wipers, and a cars with perpetually lit check engine lights on. The idea that showing up at school in a piece of shit jalopy led to me looking like a dog didn't make much sense in my mind, and it really irked me that I had to be punished because my father thought he was a used car dealer and insisted on driving us around in the cars he couldn't sell. I wanted to tell my classmates that I didn't like his cars either, and I certainly didn't like being called a dog. I hadn't had a low opinion of myself before then, but after being called the same nickname for like 6 months straight, you start to look in the mirror and see resemblances between yourself and a German Shepherd. If it had been mild teasing, I think I probably would have handled it, but it was incessant, and it started from the moment I got to school until the moment I left. And after a while, most of my friends in 3rd grade wouldn't even walk down the hallway with me because they didn't want to be blacklisted too. My best friend Jody was the only one who would walk with me to every class and defend me when the 5th grade girls would come over to our table in the cafeteria and ask if I was eating Alpo for lunch. Well, I shouldn't have said lie to Jason. That's the wrong word, I told him. I'm having trouble getting the trailer size I want. Goldie's being pretty cool, but Kurt is so mercurial. He doesn't understand why a 9-year-old needs a jacuzzi and a personal chef, I said nonchalantly with a wave of my mitten. These types of things always take time. You get your own trailer, he asked? Yeah, you know, your own little house when you're on set. Every actor gets one. There's so much downtime in movies, you really need a place to unwind. In my opinion, it's not literally large enough to live in for 3 months, but it's my first major movie role, so I'm willing to settle for a little bit less than the creme de la creme. Sorry, marbles in my mouth. My vast knowledge of movie making at the age of 9 came from spending every free minute I had watching movies and reading any book I could get my hands on about the filming of The Breakfast Club. I think when you grow up in a house surrounded by cars from the previous 2 decades, and parents who insist that $10 for a pair of jeans in 1984 is excessive, you have no choice but to immerse yourself in a world where money is no object. I didn't even know you were an actress, Jason said. How did you get the part? It's actor, I said, correcting him. The thing is, I was in a little off-Broadway production with Meryl Streep. I took a long pause, allowing him to interrupt. I don't know where this shit came from. I just kept making it up as I went along. Meryl Streep, he asked, the one from Sophie's Choice? Is there another? I asked him, rolling my eyes at his naivete. Anyway, she and I really clicked. She recommended me to the director of this movie. That's pretty much how Hollywood works. One thing leads to another, blah, blah, blah. But they're having a ton of creative issues, so who knows if it will even go. Go where, he asked. Go. That means if the movie will even be made. He's like, oh, don't be so stupid. I could tell he was disappointed, and I didn't want to lose his attention, so I hurried to keep him interested. I'd always dreamed of becoming romantically involved with an older man, and thought Jason not only had the makings of a wonderful lover, but also of a dedicated father to the 2 black twins I planned on adopting from Ethiopia. I mean, it will go, I told him, but you can, you know, it just could take months. You could probably visit me on set. Really? He asked, his eyes ready to pop out of their sockets. I had to think of something quick to recant my offer after realizing I would never be able to pull it off. So I quickly added, well, I mean, if your parents will let you fly to the Galapagos. Who? The Galapagos, I said, trying to come up with a reason why they would be shooting the sequel to Private Benjamin surrounded by turtles. They have a ton of rare animals there, so the movie's going to be more of her roughing it in the water with jellyfish and seahorses. It's basically a cross between Flash and Private Benjamin. I love Splash, Jason screamed, that's so cool! Oh, Daryl is a complete mess, I told him, shaking my head. Daryl Hannah? Oh, don't even get me started, I snorted. Once we arrived at school, I played it cool and I left Jason with his mouth agape. As I told him, I talked to him later and went on my way. It felt great to get attention from him, and even if our star signs didn't end up being sexually compatible, he was cute and popular, and it wouldn't definitely not hurt to have him as a friend. He could be the perfect ally to help get the evil 5th grade girls to show me a little RESPECT.